Okay, this is our day one about our whole course: Selenium, Java, Cucumber, and in the CI techniques we'll cover Git and Jenkins. Okay. Let's do a small walkthrough about the course, because this is important to understand what are the things we are going to cover, what are the things we are expecting from all of you to uh, do on your own also. Okay, that we will see, and we will talk about how to start learning related things which are related to automation. So we have to see that what are the other things we should learn. I guess my voice is clear because I am doing the session, with the same setup, right? So please check at your end. Probably you can increase the volume, right? I guess from my side it's fine. Okay, but I'll try to make my voice louder. Okay, so let's do a quick walkthrough about our session. So here is our, let's say, it will take around 65 to 70 days, I say, and we are going to start with the Java topics. Right? Why we are learning Java? Because it will create a good base when you will start learning Selenium. We'll cover these many topics. It's a very basic one, but very important. We'll do all these things with practical, and I'll explain you how we are going to conduct session, what is the expectation from your end. But these are the topics, right? And it will cover the whole core Java part. If you feel that we are missing any particular topic, you can suggest me, right? You can give your suggestion also, that if you feel that in a particular thing you are not very much comfortable and you want to learn it, then also you can just suggest us on personal chat. That's fine. Once we will complete, so this is going to take, let's say, 17 hours to complete this thing. So I believe that in next 2 weeks we will do it. Why I'm saying 2 weeks? Because on Saturday also we will have 2 hour session for doubt clarification, as well as we can take one of the topic from here. So I believe that, let's say today is 15th August, so I believe that till 31st August we will be able to finish Java part, and then we will start Selenium part. So we have created this topics based on actually what is required to be understand from a very basic level about Selenium, right? So if you see here, duration is also mentioned here. It's not like like it's not hard and fast that it is going to be, only 1 hour or 2 hours. Sometimes some concept may take more time also, right? Okay. Sunday is a break. Saturday we have session. So Saturday we'll have, sorry, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. we will be having session on Saturday. It's optional, but it's very good to attend because we will clarify the doubts. I'll explain everything, how the doubt clarification and everything will work. Once we'll complete the Selenium part, Then we will start Cucumber. Cucumber is behavior driven development testing. So if your company is following behavior driven approach of developing the software, then it will be a good thing, and it's good to learn Cucumber nowadays. Most of the companies has started writing their automation code in Cucumber way. Once we will finish that, we will go to the CI techniques. There we will cover Jenkins and Git. So all the Git commands to put your code into the GitHub, then set up the Jenkins part, and then run the whole test suite in automated way without any human intervention, so that you can schedule your job and that will run on one fine day. So for example, if I want to run my whole test suite automated script uh, today at 11 o'clock, so I'll set up into the Jenkins, and I don't have to see again that whether it is running or not. I'll see the result tomorrow morning. It's like this. Okay, fine. Let's go to our agenda part back. So let's talk about what to learn and what is the expectation. So the expectation part is basically all this topic, whatever we will do, whatever practical we will do, right? The exact same thing you should also do on your system. Not at the time of session, but it's good that whenever we will do the session, you will also have open Eclipse on your own system also, right? So that if any quick thing, if we will give a quick question to you, you can check at your end also, right? Generally, it is not required, but it's good to open the Eclipse. We will go through all the things about Eclipse, how to install, and everything. So whatever we are doing is keeping in mind that, let's say you don't know anything about Java and Selenium, right? Okay. Now, here is the part of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which is not part of our syllabus, but this is very important to learn. And in the next 2 days, what I will do is the first 30 minutes I'll talk about HTML, CSS, JavaScript thing, and the last 30 minutes we'll talk about the Java. Why? Because this is very important. Why this is important? Because through Selenium we automate browser. Correct? Through Selenium, what we automate? We automate the user interface. So for example, this is our website. Let's say test.techlift.in. This is a particular website which we will automate also. So this is our real case. I'll give you access to this website. It is one ERP system. It's a complete live project which we are going to do. I'll send you all the detail about ERP next. So there is a big ERP, same as have you heard about, if you have heard about Workday, NetSuite, SAP thing, right? So it's same as this one. I'll explain. This is not the agenda to explain you about this website as of now, but keep in mind that we are going to use a live project to do that thing. Okay, coming back to our agenda. So let's talk about why HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are important. Because we automate this web application. When we say web application, it is the application which you can open on browser. Browser can be any browser like Chrome or Firefox or Safari or Internet Explorer, right? There are multiple browsers available, but the user interface, generally what you see is more or less same, right? There is no difference. If you open it in Firefox, then also it will look like same if you are talking about this application. Or if you open anything like Amazon.in, right? The look and feel is same, whatever is the browser. Now, everything what we see when you automate, right? You have to interact with these elements. So in technical language, everything what you see here in the website are called web elements. So for example, this login link is one web element. This home page link, Eclipse test, is also one web element. This explore button is also one web element. This text which is written here is also one element, web element. Everything, whatever you see in the website is called web element. So how this is made of? This is made of through HTML, CSS, and JavaScript only. How you can get the code of this? If you want to get the code of this page, you can simply do right click and view page source. That will give you a big code about this page which you have opened, right? We don't have to understand everything about this page. The thing is, because we want to interact with this particular web element. So for example, a very simple example is I want to click on login, and then I want to provide some user ID, and then I want to provide some password. And once I'll provide it, I want to click on this login button, and I want to check this invalid login, try again message is visible or not. So whatever I did right now is actually manual testing flow. Right? Let's go back to the home page. Now, when we say automation, what will happen is you will create one script in Java code, and we will run that Java code, and that will open this browser, that will put the URL, and then it will click on the login. Everything will happen automatically, right? So to open all these things, to interact with these elements, you should have a basic knowledge about HTML also, because every element has a code which is related to HTML. So for example, if I want to check how this login link is created in HTML, so I can do right click and inspect. So if I do that, I'll be able to see that this code, the code behind this particular login link is this, right? Don't worry about it. It's very simple one. And every element has some HTML code. So for example, once we click on the login, if I want to talk about this email address text box, so here I am showing you how you can inspect any element. What I did, I am going back. What I did is either you can click, if you are using Windows machine, you can click on F12. So F12 will open one window like this. If it is not showing in this view, there is a three dot here option that you can set the view. So if you want to see in the same page, whether you want to see at the right side, or whether you want to see at the left side, or you want to see in another page, or you want to see on the same page, right? That option is provided here. I'm using my Chrome browser, and if I want to get the code behind this text box, there is one arrow icon here. See here at the right side, we have one arrow icon. Let me use one. So see here, my mouse is moving here. So here is one arrow icon, and this one is the field which I want to check. So for example, if I want to check this, the code behind this email address is this. The code behind that email address is this one. Now we have to understand this HTML. So for that purpose, you have to learn the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript through W3 schools.com. It has a good tutorial about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript part. So see here, so it's saying learn HTML. If you click there, I'm opening a new window. Learn CSS and learn JavaScript. Okay. So in the next 3 days, I will talk about it. I'll tell you like how to go through all these HTML chapters. Then maybe day after, or sorry, on Tuesday, we'll talk about this CSS tutorial, and then we'll talk about the JavaScript tutorial. Right? A good test automation engineer is who understands the HTML code behind any page, who can guess what will be the code behind this box, what will be the code behind this mm, password thing, what will be the code behind this button, or who can actually see the code and understand everything about that particular element, right? So let's talk about the very first thing. Let's say I want to learn HTML. That won't take much time. So let me write it. So if I want to learn HTML, it should not take more than 10 days, right? Or if I talk about hours, so probably 15 hours. Now you must be thinking that how to get these many hours, right? You have to develop an interest, like doing something practically. Then only this is possible. So I'm writing, let's say HTML will take this much time. CSS won't take, let's say, 5 days. I am putting more number of days, keeping in mind that let's say you are very new to this thing, right? But I believe most of you are already working somewhere, right? Most of you maybe have seen this thing in your college days already. So it will not be a big deal for all of you. JavaScript again 5 days. Because you don't have to cover JavaScript in a very detail. I'll tell you what to learn, what to see. Okay. So CSS 5 days, 5 hours. Let me say like this, or JavaScript 5 days. JavaScript is never ending thing. If you are interested to learn, you go on learning all the things on JavaScript, and it will be very helpful in future also. So, but as of now, for this course, let's say you don't have to invest much time, just 5 to 10 hours. I'm saying. Okay. So basically, this course we are not going to cover HTML, CSS, and JavaScript everything in detail. We are just guiding you how you can learn this thing. Okay, and and first of all, JavaScript is not Java. Okay, Java is included in our session. JavaScript in detail we are not going to do, but these are important to learn. How you can learn? This is the website. If you see, there is a HTML tutorial, and you can simply go through those chapters, right? Do it on your own. Whenever read this theory, understand it, what they are saying, you will get it. HTML is very interesting. It's not a boring stuff. It's very interesting. And do it on your own also. So for example, if I will come to this example, there is a try it yourself button. If I click it, they are saying that if your code is this, your page will look like this, right? It's saying like this. But don't do just this thing. Do on your own system also. So I am doing it right now. We will copy the whole code from here. And okay, I forgot to tell you one thing is installation. Another thing is Notepad++. So if you're using Windows machine, you will easily get Notepad++. Or if you're using Unix or iOS machine, then probably you will use Sublime Text. Sublime Text, it's another editor. Sublime, not Mile. Okay, but I guess Notepad++ everyone will have. We'll talk about it. So I am using Notepad++. I am opening a new tab here, and this is my HTML code, which I copied from W3 schools. Now, what we will do is, let's say here you can set up the language. So I'm selecting the language as HTML. This is coming properly. Delete this. This particular line is not required. So this is my HTML code. And if I want to format it properly, there is a way to format also. There are plugins, but I'm not going into that today. So this is actually this code, HTML. There is a head tag. Then this is ending the head tag. So HTML works based on the tags. So there is a body. Body means what is the content of your website. And yeah, body is started here. And inside the body, there are two things. And then body is ending here. And HTML tag is end. Okay. So this is my HTML code which I copied. So let's save this. I'm saving it at, let's say, in our folder. And I will provide you all these things, whatever we are doing here. Okay. So whatever we do exactly on our system, I'll provide that thing. This is our August 2020 batch. Let me create a day one. Day one introduction to codes, let's say. Okay. Here I'm creating, let's say, check.html I'm creating. So once I do that, I can open it. So how I can open this? I'll go to the particular thing, this one, and there is a check.html created. I am doing a double click there. See here, it's coming into the browser. Now you can change something here. So I want to change the title. But what is page title? If you see here, it's showing me the page title that we can change. So I am changing it to, let's say, testology. Okay. Just that's it. That's title. Okay. Then in the body part, this is called heading, right? So there are different kind of heading, H1, H2, H3, H4. So I am learning. I'm just putting any random thing as of now. Then this is paragraph tag. There you can put that what Java. This is a text we are putting as of now. Okay, something like this. That's it. So let me save it. So I changed something, and I want to check whether what is happening when I change. So this is like practical approach when you have to understand, okay, what is this tags, and if I do some change, what will happen in the website. So I've changed it, saved it. I'm doing a refresh. So see here, this thing has changed. This is coming, and the title is also changed. Right? So this is an approach whenever you learn something. So here are chapters. You will read it one by one, try on your own, understand it. Don't mug anything. Understand it, and there are chapters. So if you click on the next, it will automatically go to the next chapter. In a very systematic way, they have created this tutorial, and it's very interesting. Whenever you get time, or fix the time when you want to do this thing, do it. The next 2 weeks are very important to set up everything, all the base to start learning on Selenium part, right? That's why we are not going directly to the Selenium. It's a bad strategy to directly jump into the automation part, because we have to learn the basic behind it, how the websites are created. If you have a feel about how the websites are created through HTML, then you will feel better, or you will be confident on automation part, because you exactly know what is the code behind all the element is written and how it has been written. Okay? So this is about HTML. What is CSS? CSS is how things will look like. So for example, if you see here, this login button has blue color in the background. The text color is white one. So what HTML says is HTML will create this button. HTML will create this button, but CSS will decorate it. CSS, through CSS code, this thing will be decorated. Okay. So about that, if you want to learn, there is a CSS tutorial. Okay, let's coming back to HTML tutorial, how much we should learn. So actually, you have to start from this, and you have to do till not much. You have to do at least till, yeah, at least till this input form attribute. So what I'm saying is, right from this HTML tutorial, elements, attributes, heading, paragraph, everything is in detail, and you have to complete till this HTML input form attribute. Once you develop the interest, it will be very easy. I'm saying 10 days, you may complete it within before 10 days also, right? So next, I am saying again, next 15 to 20 days are very important. There are a lot of expectation from my side also, like we are going to put a lot of effort to resolve all the things, whatever issue you're facing, uh, and there is expectation from all of you also to do whatever we are saying. Okay. CSS part is CSS tutorial is here, and then there is a JavaScript tutorial, which, okay, coming back to CSS tutorial, how much you have to learn. Don't go too much on the CSS part. It's just you have to understand how CSS files are written. Don't worry about it. You just complete till, let's say, table. So there is a like syntax, selectors, there are these things, and go till this, let's say, just where I was, tables, this CSS table. That's it. JavaScript part. JavaScript is, you can, it's again a kind of programming language, right? It will help you in future also. Whenever you automate in any other tool, JavaScript is very good language to learn. So in JavaScript, you just do till, let's say, where is method? Function. This is a till function you do. As of now, let's set up the goal that you will learn it till functions only, not more. So it's just 10 chapters here. CSS is around first, yeah, 10 to 12 chapters. HTML is about learning from completing around 25 chapters, right? It won't take much time. You do it, understand what they are saying, change your, take the code on your system, and you create your own folder also. So for example, I created day one thing, right? I created day one introduction to course. Why not you also create one folder on your system? Let's say Selenium, learning Selenium, some kind of folder. Put it day by day what you are learning, right? Keep it on your system also, whatever you are learning. Keep track of whatever you are doing. HTML, coming back to HTML, somebody is asking how much you have to cover. Is this at the left panel? See it, there is HTML tutorial. So go through till understanding the forms. So you should complete HTML input form attribute till this. Okay. Okay. We'll talk about this thing tomorrow again. Don't worry. And coming back to our agenda. So HTML, let's say set up your goal that you are going to complete in 10 days. If you are able to complete it, even before, go to the CSS. So one by one you have to learn. It's not like simultaneously. HTML, then CSS, and then JavaScript. Okay, fine. So this is our day one introduction to course. Fine. Then let's understand what is the prerequisite to start our tomorrow's session. Okay, first thing, install Notepad++. Okay, how to install it? I am going to my Chrome browser. Simply, I'll search Notepad++. Yes, if I'll search in Google, this is the official website. This one. Let me give you right now. Why it is going to the downloads part? Let's say I want to go to the website. Notepad++ org. Some problem in my system. It's not opening. Let me open it in Firefox. Just a minute. Yeah, this is the website, and here is their download option, and here is like you can download this version, Notepad 7.8.8, this one. Okay, let me see if we are opening actually the official website or not. So notepad++.org, yes, that one is the official website. So here you have to download. So there is an option which one you want to download. So once you click it, it's just an editor. You must be using in Windows one editor called Notepad, right? Simple Notepad will look like this. Simple Notepad is this one, the default one. If you see here, right, where you can write anything. The same way, the advanced version is Notepad++, and it has its own capabilities, its own lot of advantages. So I suggest that download Notepad++. Or if you are working on Unix or any other machine, Linux machine, sorry, or iOS, then check it for Sublime Text. Okay, for iOS you can have this. That has again some websites. So let's check. Yeah, Sublime Text. If I search, so this is the website, Sublime Text. There you can get download for Windows, or where is the next one? So you have to check actually if Sublime Text for Mac. Yeah, and search it like this. There should be option to have it for iOS also. Okay, somewhere you will find it. Don't worry. Okay, see here, iOS for OS X. This is this one for Linux. This one, so you can download. But not both the things are required. If you are okay with the Notepad++, you just use Notepad++ only. Okay. Wait, I'll explain everything. So this is about Notepad. Next is Java. You should have on your system. So let's talk about how you can get Java JDK JRE. So let's search in Google again. Java. I'm writing just, let's say, Java download. So this is not the website. You have to go to Oracle's website. This one will have your Java download. So the latest version is Java SE 14. Don't download it. We will work on a previous version, though you can have it. There is no issue if you work on this also. But what happens is there are dependency on all other technologies also, right? There are different uh, open source jars which should be compatible with this latest Java SE 14, right? So that we don't know as of now. So it's better to download the older version. It's better to have this one. So once you click on this JDK download, the whole setup file will be downloaded on your system. Then you can click on, let me click here. Let's see what happens. So I click there and it will ask you that you have to put license. There is a license update. That's fine. So here is based on your system. You can download. So my system is, let's say, Windows x64 or Windows x86. So how to know that what kind of Windows system you have? Go to your folder structure. You must have my computer or this PC. Right click there, properties. So if I check my properties, it's showing me that my system is 64-bit operating system x64 based processor. In your system, maybe it may show x86 based processor, right? Different people may have different kind of options here. Based on that, whatever is suitable to you, whether it is x86 or x64, your system, click here. This will download one exe file. It's like executable. This is not Java. This will help you on, it's like setup widget it will give to install the Java. So once you do that, you have to click on next, 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 and it will come to your system. It will take 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, once you do that, in your C drive, in your program files, you will be able to see Java folder. This will create, you don't have to create. Once you install it, this folder will come. And inside that, you'll be able to see JDK and JRE both. If in any case you are not able to see the JRE, don't worry about it. Okay. If any error will come when we'll write the code, then we will see, okay, whether we need JRE separately or not, right? But still, if you want to download it, so what happens is, I'm not sure whether this will download the JRE plus JDK or not, but it's fine. If you want to install it uh, separately, then you can simply search again JRE 1.8. So I'm searching this, and this is the website again to do that. So here is the JRE versions. Java SE runtime environment. Again, the same thing based on your system, you install it. So let me give both the path. Just a minute. So this was our JDK path. I am putting it here. Okay. And where is our JRE? JRE, let me forward. This one was JRE. You must have a question. What is JDK and JRE? We'll cover it. Don't worry. So Eclipse. Eclipse is required to make your projects. Eclipse is an editor. So JDK and JRE is required to run your programs, right? It will help you on compiling and running. But where exactly you will write it, right? So Eclipse is an editor where you can create the project. Okay. Okay. And it has a lot of other capabilities. So Eclipse, we'll be working on Eclipse IDE. What version we will use? You can have any latest version. So let me search again. So the official website is eclipse.org. So once I open it, once you click on the download, if I click here, it is saying me that this is the latest version, June 2020 version. If I click here again, it will download one executable that will help you on setup. Okay, so you can have the latest one, but I recommend to use the older version because of some reason that what kind of Selenium or other jars you'll be using should be compatible, right? I believe this is also compatible. Don't worry about it, but I recommend something else. So what I recommend is what I have in my system. So let me check Eclipse. I have 2018 September version. Okay, I'm going there, and you will have the older releases also. See here, the latest one is here if you want to. Otherwise, there are older release, more downloads options is there, and then there is an option 2018-09. Correct. So let me give this option here that you have to do. Now the question is, Eclipse has different flavors. Eclipse has a lot of flavors. When we say flavor, Eclipse for Java developers, Eclipse for PHP developer, Eclipse for, in fact, C++ developer, Eclipse for J2E developers. There are a lot of flavors. We have to work on Eclipse for Java developers. I'll show you how it will look like. My Eclipse is opening. Till then, I'll take some questions if anybody is asking. We are recording the session. Don't worry, guys. You can use IntelliJ. So somebody is asking if you want to use IntelliJ, you can use. What is the difference between Eclipse and IDE? Both are integrated development environment editor only. You can use IntelliJ IDEA, no issue. But because we have to follow one thing so that you will be everyone should be comfortable on using it. IntelliJ is somehow a little bit advanced, and it's good. I'm not saying that it's not good. Little bit advanced. There are other lot of good options available there. Eclipse is a kind of what we say classical thing to use for Java development that we will use. So I suggest that you have Eclipse on your system. You can anytime migrate your code from Eclipse to IntelliJ. There will be no problem there. So coming back to what will be our Eclipse version. So I am showing you what is my Eclipse version. If I go to my Eclipse ID, this one, Eclipse ID for Java developers, and you will be able to see this icon also. IC is written. That one you have to install. So I'm putting in the notepad for your clarification. Don't be in hurry to download any random thing. You have to download. Once this will do, you will do in your system, it will ask you what flavor you want for Eclipse. So this you have to select and then go on downloading it. Once you will download it, Eclipse is not a soft, it's not a Windows software which will come to your program files. It's not like that. Eclipse will give you just a folder structure. So for example, my Eclipse is present somewhere in, let's say, C drive, uh, users, Nitesh. Where is my Eclipse? So here is my Eclipse folder is present. So it's better. You will place it at your C drive. It's better to put it into C drive, right? Not in user Nitesh. So once you will get it, you have to place this folder, or if it is putting it by default in this place, then also it's fine. If you see here, I'm going to this, and here is the icon, this one. If you double click it, this Eclipse will get open. The ID will get open. So you will not be able to see a lot of things what I am showing you here. You will have a blank thing. Let me close everything. You will see just blank thing like this, right? Or if you see any extra thing, you just minimize everything. Or maybe in a very first stage, it will show you go to workbench. So if there is an option to go to workbench or go to workspace, just click that. Here is the minimize icon at the right side. So if you see any extra window, just minimize everything. Okay. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Don't worry about Eclipse again. So this is the prerequisite till now to start from tomorrow. We have a Google Sheet where you can put all your question and answer, which we will cover on Saturday. So let me open right now. I'll show you for our previous batch how we were doing it. So this is our Q&A sheet where people were asking the questions. So that we will create a new Q&A sheet for you, and we will give access to everyone. You can put your questions, and every Saturday we will discuss about the solution. Or any question you can put, right? Any Java question as of now. So there are Java sheet, there is Selenium query sheet. We will create as and when required, and we will give you the access also. So there will be a single sheet where you will put all your queries. This we will do it tomorrow.